Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio and another Hot Mess Monday. Today I am doing a mixed media pick 10 video, and this one I am titling Pumpkin Love. The first prompt is to add a book text. So this isn't actually from a book, it's from a pamphlet from Trader Joe's, and it was all about pumpkins and stuff you can buy at Trader Joe's that involves pumpkin. So I thought that would be kind of fun. It had a picture, and one of the prompts is to add a picture, and so that's kind of what inspired this particular page. And I'm just using Liquitex matte medium to adhere all these, and these are like I said, these are products you can buy at Trader Joe's that are all about pumpkin. And the pumpkin biscotti, or some of those sound kind of good. They had one that was pumpkin caramel, salted caramel something. I don't know. I might have to go to Trader Joe's to check it out. And so I'm just putting them on kind of randomly across the page. Trying to decide where the last one should go. I guess we'll put it right there. And I kind of decided to theme it Halloween-ish, pumpkin Halloween, just because of the time of year it is. That's what a lot of us are thinking about. So the next prompt was to draw something, so I am using just this is a General's pencil. It's just a layout pencil. It's not quite like the sketch and wash. It won't bleed as much, but I'm sure it'll bleed a little bit. And we're just drawing a pumpkin. I'm just gonna sketch it in here. My first intention was to just leave it uncovered, just so you could see the text behind it. You do still see the text at the end, but I do end up giving it some paint. And I decided to add a little shading. I'm sorry, I need to raise my camera higher so we can see the whole page when I'm working on this one. So now we're getting into some color. And of course, you know, we're gonna go for the pumpkin fall colors. And this next prompt was to add drips and splatters. So I'm adding a bit of water to this paint so that it will drip and splatter, and just kind of splattering it with my paintbrush and dripping it on. Just that I was dripping the water across the page, I should move it over. I kind of liked the gradient variety of color, so I looked for all my oranges. My orange collection, as it were, in craft paint. I do actually hit the brush on the page just because I wanted big splatters and I wasn't getting them. Trying to go everywhere but the pumpkin. I decided I was getting too much on my next pages, so I had to put a little deli paper in there to protect it. Alright, so the next prompt is to add paint with something other than a brush. So I decided I would just use my fingers, and since I already had orange in the background, I would not make the pumpkin orange. I will make it kind of green. Okay, a lot green. And a little yellow, you know. I was thinking I was going to leave it like that, and then I just end up adding more. I just felt like it needed some yellow to make it look more like a pumpkin, and less like it's not ready yet. And then my splatters were just so messy and wet, and I decided I would just spread them around and cover more of the background that way by blotting everywhere. And one of the prompts further on has me adding fabric. So since I had this orange paint here, I figured I would just put these strips of fabric in there. It's the only fabric I could find at home. And I'm just drying them. So I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them, but I wanted them to be pliable and not stiff. So the next prompt was draw random shapes. I don't like doing random shapes just randomly on there, so I just kind of go along one side of the pumpkin and do repeating shapes. So just dots, circles, and arrows, sort of. Now here's the prompt that says add fabric, and at first I was thinking down at the bottom, maybe? No. So I decide to just kind of go across the page. Why not? Then we'll just kind of crisscross it. Okay, and while that's drying, I painted a little bit of the orange color and the yellow on an index card, and that's where we're going to put our picture, just so that it had a bit of a border. And this is also newsprint, so it kind of you can kind of see the background through it. It gets kind of dull. Probably should have done it on white paper, but I really wanted the orange background. And now I'm taking some archival ink and inking the edges so that it'll pop out even more. I put it on there and I don't feel like it pops out enough, so I grab, and this is a paint pen, but it doesn't work very well. I was just going to rub it along the edges, but I got a big glob of paint on there, and so I kind of use that. It makes it a little bit thick, but I think it works okay. And once that's completely dry, I'm just using some glue dots, and we're going to glue this picture onto the background. And these are glue dots. I think I got them at the dollar store or something, or in a clearance bin. I've never seen them anywhere else before, and I've had them for a while. Now we got that stuck down. The next one was to add enamel dots or accents. I don't really have enamel, but I have my tulip paint pen, which kind of is three-dimensional, so I figured I would add some dots with that. So the next one was add text with a white pen. I have trouble with white pen. It just doesn't show up enough. And maybe it's because my eyes are bad and I can't see it. I like it to really pop. But I wrote pumpkin love because the picture says pumpkin, a love story. And then the last prompt is to doodle around the edges. So I decided to repeat the pattern I had done on the side of the pumpkin and go all the way around the page with the dots and circles and arrow shapes. And this little bit is kind of tedious, so I think I'll speed it up a little bit. There, boom, done. So I decided it didn't stand out enough, so I was putting some of the tulip paint on the dot parts, and then I go back with a pen and darken in the arrow shapes, just so that it has a darker border, kind of to go with the darker edge around the picture. It just needed something. And we'll shorten that a little bit too. There we go. And it does cut off here in a minute because the battery on my camera ran out. It's a good thing I was almost done. So I hope you liked that. If you did like it, please hit thumbs up and feel free to share, comment. I'd love to hear your comments. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.